Everybody just doesn't see stuff.
Well, I'm glad they do.
We're live.
Hey, we're live. Wonderful.
Yeah, we're live. Wonderful. So I know.
Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Checking it out on the replay. Woohoo!
Yeah, click hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And join us. Come join us because we want to hear your tips today. We want to hear your tips as well. Oh, so our tip today, well, what are we talking about today? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about money.
Money.
That is money. That's what we're talking about today. So, I am Risa.
I'm Dawn. I'm Dawn.
And you're Dawn. We're good friends. And today we are talking about money. Money. That's what we're talking about. Oh, no, It says my Mac will soon be asleep.
Yes.
Okay. You talk to them and let me go and get
each of us try to have a conversation. And we've talked about lots of things when we come on. Risa and I enjoy talking about what we've learned to be healthy in all sorts of areas of our lives, in our relationships, and in particular eating, and within eating, self-care, and within self-care, the products we use and how we approach things, our mindset. We talk about, she and I are in this growth journey. If you've seen our growth rings,
I don't have mine on today.
We've made a commitment to growing. And as part of what we're doing here with our Facebook Lives, we're growing with you. So we always want to hear what you have to say when it comes to things you've learned, anything new you've learned this week.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a question for you.
We do have a question for you today. Oh, let me put it on the little banner.
Oh, you can put it on the banner?
I can put it on the banner.
Drop a 1 if you'd like to find $25 this week into the comment line.
Let me put that in there.
Drop a 1. Is that okay?
Or 25.
Or 25. Drop a 25. You know, they're not a $25 bill. It doesn't work that way, but would be good. So we have titled it "Find $25?" ? Because I think that it's important for us to take time and look at what we do with our money, be diligent about it. Now, remember last week we were at the gas in the gas lines.
Gas lines crazy. But now that's all gone. Everything's fine.
Thank goodness that crisis is over.
It's over. Yes.
I'm glad that that's over. However, I began to really understand that, I was preparing for things and like all of a sudden now I got to pay an extra $10 for gas or whatever because we went on a trip. However, I realized that May, we talked about how May is so crazy,
We've had all kinds of things. Right.
You
had all kinds of things going on.
Drop a line in the comments if you have anybody in your family or related to you in any way graduating in the past few weeks.
There's lots of graduations. There's also there's some weddings in May and June weddings, right?
For sure.
So there's just all kinds of things. Yeah, I actually have a graduation. I have to get a card and send something.
You do?
I have that. Yeah.
My favorite card I've gotten so far is the one that has a little avocado on the outside and say, I like the avocado toast. Avocado toast. We're crazy about avocado toast these days. We'll talk about that. We do thing on recipes. We do recipes.
So if you're just jumping on, because it looks like some people are jumping on with us, post in the comments a 1 or a 25 if you would like to find $25 this week. And we would love to hear your tips of how you save some money, because we have a few tips of things that we've done or things that we do to just save a little bit of money, maybe $25 in the week, right? If you did that every week, that would give you $100 in the month, right? If you save $25 every week.
That's right.
You could save some money.
That's right. So now what I was thinking was looking toward the holidays, that's when you spend extra money. What do you spend extra money on in the holidays, Risa?
Well, one thing in the holidays, a lot of times I like to go to lunch or go get coffee with somebody. You go out shopping, you go get coffee. All that stuff adds up. And then you, of course, have, Christmas gifts and all that stuff adds up too. So if you start thinking about it now and you start working on saving now, you can save now for then, right? And just do a little bit at a time. And then when you get there, you'll have a huge amount that you'll have to spend and you won't be all stressing out over all these gifts or whatever you're doing. Right?
And the nerd I am, do it between now and Thanksgiving, $25 a week. That's like $600. So that's a benchmark.
Wow. That's like,
600.
yeah, that's
So
a
like
lot.
you did $50 a week. Now, if that's even possible, but if you could, if you really were pushing, then that'd be like $1,200 for extra. But I mean, that's just kind of digging it out. But I want to
Right.
find it. I think
You're the numbers girl
finding
and the analytical one. So
Yeah,
have you ever found money in jackets or pants? Like, have you ever
100%.
looked in your pants? Like, isn't that awesome? It's fun.
so
You're cleaning
exciting
out
to find
things,
it.
and
It
then you
really
put your hand in
You know
there,
when
and
you
you
got a
come out
couple
with like a
bills?
$5 or $10 bill.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fun.
When you open them up, there's like not just the one in there.
Yeah, it's fun. So that's fun. So cool. So
That could be the
that's
first one. You know,
okay.
the first
So
one you go on a hunt. You know, I mean, you go on a hunt all over your house and
go
every
on a money hunt.
in every corner, in every pocketbook, and in your car. I mean, I remember, years ago, I had my sister-in-law's car and I was returning it to her. And I thought, I had better, it had broken down here and they ended up taking my car back. I said, I'll get your car fixed so that y'all can get home. So we switched cars. Well, before I got it back to her, I said, let me clean it up. So then I started picking the coins out of she totally had no aim when it came to the cup holder with her cash. Ended up, it was at least $8 or $10 of coins just stuck down in the sides and whatever. I mean, you can't count on that every week, but that is a fun.
Right. But it's, yeah. So that's cool. That's
Right.
very cool. So, I was just going to say, I look a mess because I'm at the beach. And when you're at the beach, you look a mess.
You're a beautiful mess. I wish I was at the beach.
Thank you. My sweetie made gorgeous scones this morning, blueberry scones, and they were so freaking good. Oh my gosh. So good. And it's so pretty. I'm looking at the ocean as we speak. It's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, sorry. Back to our topic.
I
just got distracted.
I wish I was there. I'm thinking of my.
I know. Okay, so tip 1 was to go look through your clothes and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, what's another tip?
Well,
what's another tip you got for us?
This is really interesting. Remember last week I said I went over to the new gas station, the Wawa that's down the street. It's brand spanking new. Like all of the protein bar holders were full and all the candies were full and all the drinks were full and it was just shiny and beautiful. Well, one of the tips, if you want to just change your habits, which is what a lot of this is about. You and I, we're all about changing our habits and working on new habits, is that when you go to get gas, pay at the pump and don't go in.
Right. Because otherwise
shiny $1.59 drink or Frappuccino or whatever it is you might want to get. Just don't do it. Just don't go in. And then you won't be tempted to do it.
Well, that's a good tip, because when you go into stores and stuff, then you want to buy stuff and spend more money, right?
So true. So true.
That's a good tip. So I have a tip of, and I know a lot of people are actually doing this. Is it loud? We got helicopters flying. Wow, like 3 of them.
I can barely hear it.
I'm a little bit
Tell me what you've done. Tell me what you've done. I want to know.
So a lot of people are doing this, and they're getting rid of their cable TV. So we actually only got cable because when people come over, they want to watch sports, but honestly, we don't have enough of those people that come over that want to watch sports. And we really just watch movies. So we really only watch Netflix or Amazon or something like that, because that's pretty much all we watch if we watch stuff. So we got rid of our cable, and that saves a big chunk of money.
That's and then you split that up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another friend was saying, get rid of your landline, which I think a lot of people have done. I kind of honestly miss a landline because it was so clear. It's not like, you can't hear people when they're on their cell phone half the time, or all of a sudden, where'd you go? Dawn, where are you? Where you go? Oh, I dropped, So I really do miss a landline, but we don't have a landline. So
we dropped our land. You know what? We got our landline back when my mom moved in with us, so that she could have comfort of knowing that she had a direct access without having to get to a cell phone.
But that's something a lot of people do, is they get rid of their landline.
Or dumb it down to the basic service where it's next to nothing. So
yeah. Or because you can get cable where it is basic and you don't have all those tons of channels that a lot of times people don't even watch.
Right. You can also do internet that's basic. I only pay $39.99 for my internet. It is basic. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. I gotta have the super internet.
You know what?
Okay, so what's another one? What? What do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say, because you're so good at this, and because we've really, when it comes to being healthy and trying to eat clean and drink clean, I've learned a lot about coffee, and you taught me a lot about coffee. I mean, what everyone needs to know is that Risa is a wealth of information. Honestly, if you have any questions, then put them in the chat.
I don't know everything.
People probably have read about it or done a series on learning about it or taught it herself. She really does know so much. I mean, you're really pretty much you are. But however,
I like to learn new stuff
from you. And instead of buying coffee, make your own. And there's a good reason for that. You can get your favorite things. Just get. It never occurred to me to get that flavored syrup. Like, you could only get that there. You could only get that pumpkin spice, when you go through the specialty line. No, that's not true. You can get healthy ones. You can get good ones. You can even get
there's a lot more healthy stuff that you can find.
Right, that are good for you, that are okay for you to use. So
okay for you.
That I would say not, because I think it's kind of cliche. Oh, if you want to save $20, then don't go get your drive-through coffee. Like I don't know that that's practical. However, if you were to change it out and only go once in a while, there you go. You've added another $5 to your week.
Yeah, because a lot of time people, they go Starbucks every single day, and that's like $5 every single day. So there's $25 right there.
We talked about this. You said you had been in like a like sometimes you go through phases, like where you're like really go every day, maybe twice a day, go, and then you're like, oh, I'm done.
And then
I don't do that anymore. Like if you really want get your eye on the prize for Thanksgiving to have $1,000, if you want to start saving $25 to $50 a week, then you really got to think about it. And so
right.
That brings us to the next tip, which is
the next one. Track It. Are we on Track It?
Well, we're not on that yet, because
what's our next one?
There's two options, Risa. Like if you wanna find money, okay, you either don't spend it or you spend less. Like you just eliminate something you're buying, or you spend less on what you are spending it on.
Right.
And so what's one of the things that you could spend less money on?
Well, I could spend less money I did the cable thing, so we did that, but I could also spend less money on like clothes, though I don't really buy a lot of clothes. For me, it's kind of like maybe
in a week, like a normal weekly.
Yeah, a normal week would be like kind of look at my food thing and like, am I buying food and using up all my food? I'm not, because how sometimes you buy too much food and then you end up throwing out food.
Yeah.
That so kind of looking at your food. I do spend probably most of our money. A lot of our money goes to food and better quality food. But I can still dial that in better and not overbuy to where we're not eating everything.
And so do you guys? That you've shown me this too, but that buying in bulk, buying some of the basics in bulk, like stock and the grains, things that or the bigger bag of frozen vegetables or fruits. That saves to last longer. Right. If you keep your servings low enough. So I think you're right. I mean, I think that's one way to, do you know how much it costs every meal you make?
No.
I don't exactly know.
But I know when you cook at home, it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than if you're eating out, like a lot cheaper.
Like how much is this? To the burrito place? How much was that for lunch each? Like, what do we pay? $10?
At the burrito place?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 9 or 10.
Or Panera or anywhere. I mean, honestly, you can't.
Yeah, you can make it way cheaper. Yeah,
very less than $10.
So that's our thing. There are a lot of people that eat out a lot, like several times a week, and their whole family eats out, and that is expensive. But they'll tell you they don't have any money, but they're eating out like a lot. That's expensive.
It's hard.
Or like buying drinks. If you're going out and buying drinks, like that's expensive. So those are ways that you can save as well.
We have a rule in our family where you're not allowed to buy a drink or a soda or anything like that when we go out to eat. We'll have that at home because I can get that.
It's so much less expensive. Yeah.
But not out. And
that's a good rule.
I also have this pet peeve about buying pasta out. It really bothers me.
Just because it's so much more expensive than when you make it. But it's really about the sauces and stuff, depending what the sauces are, because sometimes they make better stuff.
Well, you need to come with us when next time we go to an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. So if you guys have any good tips for us, we would love to hear them. So post some in the chat. Like what do you do to save money? Like how would you save $25 in a week? It really comes down to how you spend your money, because if you're eating out a lot, then that is something you could cut back on, and right there, that could maybe be your $25, right?
Well,
So
we
what's
all
another tip?
now because we've been in for so long.
So long, exactly.
A little bit of an oxymoron, but we're talking about $25, not talking about $150. So it's just like one or two, and looking at your
two
week.
little things. So what's another one that you had? What was another tip?
Well, from you, remember how we talked about if you really are serious about finding, losing weight, then you must know what you're putting in your mouth. And every single time, whenever I've tried to write down what it is I'm doing, I really didn't realize it was that much or that little or not against what I was really thinking I was doing. And years ago, I did sit down and make a budget. And I did sit down and figure out what my categories were. But so my first comment on tracking and writing, I think that I have found great success for, we just write down every single penny. And I found when I did this was 20 years ago I did this. You know what I spent most of my money on?
What?
Beyond what the groceries, gifts. Somehow with little kids, you're always going to little birthday parties or there's some little thing going on. And it just seemed like the gifts were endless. And for some reason, I was spending $50 a week on gifts, or maybe I was spending $25 or $30 on a gift when I should have only, my roommate, one of my roommates in Atlanta, she had this rule, the $10 rule.
That's a good one.
On a gift. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing to do because that can get really expensive too. Yeah. So post in the comments if you have some ideas too for you guys. Do you have these issues? I remember when you have young kids, you can have that issue.
Right.
And so tracking is really good. And you were talking about there are some great tracking apps. So there's different apps that you can use to track what you're spending, or just write it down, pencil and paper, and just every time you spend something, jot down. Have a little notebook. You can have it in your car, whatever's easy to just jot down, what you're tracking.
The apps that are popular, people know, have heard of them before, Mint and Wally. And there's one that I hadn't heard of, Clarity Money, that I looked up that I think I might give a try. Some of them are better against budgets, but to start with, I think
you just need to try something. Yeah, you just need to try something. So, why is it hard to save money? Well, I know why it is for me, because it's fun to spend it. It's fun. I like it. Makes me happy.
I think fundamentally it's hard to save money because also I want what I want when I want it. And I don't want it
like that.
No, you and I had this conversation last week. I don't want to even I don't even want to listen to myself. What is that?
What is that about? We have to have a whole
drop
show
that.
on that.
Drop it in the chat, myself, if you don't want to listen to yourself. Anyway, that is, I think you hit the nail on the head. A mindset and doing what we know is right, and setting your mind to it. There are tools out there to help you.
There are.
It can happen beyond, digging down in the couch for quarters, and buying in bulk at Costco or wherever you buy supplies. And I would say, if you don't have a budget now, that it would be healthy for you to write down basic categories on a sheet of paper. And, we all know what they are. Your groceries, your dining, your vitamins, your paper supplies, your pet things you need, entertainment.
Like what you're right.
Just the basic categories. And you can divide that into ad nauseum categories, but there are probably about 10. And if you write those 10 things, those areas where you spend money, on a little sheet of paper and keep it on your nightstand, at the end of the day, just write down, I spent $5 on this. I spent $20 on this. I renewed a subscription.
Because then you can kind of see where you might want to cut back.
Right. And that's how I found I was spending more money on gifts than I probably should.
Because your other option is just to make more money, right?
The other option is make more money.
Right. You can do that with all kinds of different ways you can make more money.
Yes.
Having little businesses, you can make more money. So then you can,
Lots
save money for stuff or whatever. Lots of things you do from home. We'll have a show on that too. That'd be interesting.
I would love to hear that.
Time to wrap up.
Okay. I'm Dawn.
I'm Risa.
We're
we're good friends. So thanks for joining us, and definitely post in the comments if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay, and we'd love to hear some of your tips because there's like a million tips and we just hit a few, but we would love to see what you have to say as well. So post those in the comments for us.
$25 this week. Woo.
Yes. Let's see if we can save that. I don't know. Can I save that while I'm at the beach?
Maybe because you are.
Maybe not this week.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I just stay on the beach, right?
Just stay on the beach. Don't spend any money.
On the beach. Spend any money. I don't know. Maybe next week. Okay. This week, not so much.
All right.
All right. We'll see ya. Thanks for joining us.